What I want to talk about now is our community question. And so I'm going to read it. Kim's going to open it up for questions. And basically, it's our blog, which are, what are the basics in your life and what are the extras? I think this has even more meaning today. So basically, matzah means to drain out. It has to do with the basics, the essence. And on our site, we have the listing of the ingredients for matzah, which is flour, water, and oil. And then we have the ingredients for hamantashen, challah, and sufgan yot for Hanukkah. And what's amazing is when the Hebrew slaves were getting ready to leave Mitzrayim, Egypt, they only had 18 minutes to make the matzah. So it was really the essence, the most fundamental basics. And as you go from the Passover holiday, we talked about the search for chametz last night, you go from unleavened bread to leavened bread. And that has to do with yeast and a lot of extras. And I think the metaphor is, as we're here looking at the basics in our life, in particular during this unusual time period, the basics become even more meaningful and the extras become even more superfluous. And at the same time, through this spiritual transformation, as our bread leavens, hopefully we can leaven and expand ourselves with a sense of renewed understanding and perspective. So hopefully when we enter Passover, we're like the matzah, focusing on the basics. And through the festival, we can leaven ourselves and our community. So the question is, what is the basics in your life and what are the extras and what's your sense of appreciation? For me, every year we do 10 harosets. It's unbelievable. This year, I realized we may just do a couple and they'll be even more sweet. And honestly, sometimes in the prior years, I didn't even get to really enjoy or taste all of them. Maybe it was too much. And then the basics for me is to be with my daughters for Thanksgiving. We normally do a large Passover. And this year, just to be with my daughters, that in and of itself is more than enough. So Caroline, Lucy, do you want to add your comment to what's a basic in your life that you've discovered in this period?
I would say being home. I had to go home from college, as many people did. And being home has just made me really appreciate the infrastructure of my life between my parents, my dogs, and my meaningful connections with my friends. And though they may be virtual, I'm as thankful for them now as I've ever been. So I would say those are some necessities that I've come to be really aware of in this crazy day and age.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucy. Caroline?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it sounds redundant, but I think for me it is really similar. Like I talked about a little bit about yesterday, how this time has helped me remind myself to kind of call friends, call family members, talk to my friends on the phone, and that's been a really special time. And I think that for me, that is really the basics, or just like the relationships in your life that bring you a lot of happiness and joy. So
you guys both bring me so much happiness. So Kim, are there questions or that people want to share from our community? What's a basic in your life that you have more appreciation for during this time period?
So again, if someone would like to comment, you can use the chat feature, or you can click on the participant icon and raise your hand, and I can unmute your line if you'd like to comment. I'll give everyone.
Kim, while we're waiting, maybe you can give your answer to see if that gives people some more time.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, and you know, I think that this time reminds us that you know, the really important things in our lives right now are what we want to hold on to and protect. And just having everyone safely at home for me, it's really important. And, you know, even in the midst of all this, it's somewhat of a blessing. You have to find the blessing. And the blessing is I'm getting to spend a lot more time with my kids and get to know them better, even though, you know, they're older and, you know, one's away at college. I don't get to have them home as often. And that's really a blessing in disguise.
Thank you. Any comments from the community, Kim?
I don't see anybody.
Okay, so people can.
Stephanie, sorry. Stephanie is chiming in and saying she's thankful for all that she has.
Hooray!
Excellent. Well, that is a blessing.